So it wouldn't necessarily be for eating out, but it's a wider thing, which it's I know something a lot of people would like to see at least discuss more and happen is some of the terminology that can be used on ingredients lists. So as I have intolerances that are outside the major 14 food allergens, there's certain terms which can be used, which I view as really hiding what's actually in food. So you can have like natural flavorings is the big one. So you
Yeah.
can say natural flavorings. It's then, as far as I can work out, up to the food manufacturer if they want to put brackets or parentheses after and actually say what's in that. So for example, for me, I have a coconut intolerance. I know that coconut can be used, it can come under the natural flavorings thing. So if I see something that has natural flavorings, I just don't buy it because otherwise I have to like harass the company to try and work out what's in it. And even if so, it's this is this thing I find so ridiculous about it. Say there's a packet of, I don't know, a product, it says natural flavorings as one of the ingredients. I contact the company and say, I just seen your product. Does the natural flavorings contain coconut or is it within the product? They could say, no, it doesn't, and I could buy it. But what they could actually do is they could actually then change the recipe. They could actually add coconut into the natural flavorings, and I'd have no way of knowing that, if that
Mm.
makes sense. So like I'd have to, I can't even that it was fine at that point. At some point, it could be added, and I have no idea. And I really think that and it's beyond as well just people with intolerance and allergies. I think people should be able it should be more transparent what's in food. I think the like natural flavorings and like spices and I think there's just sort of a few other things. Why don't they have to just say what's in it? It just seems so it doesn't seem there's transparency. And I wonder whether now I don't know enough about this, but whether we're now out of the EU, whether we have more power to change this. Because I know before it was whether it's I don't know whether it's like the EU regulation or European regulation, which allows the natural flavorings thing, which I think is under 2% of the
That's right.
yes. So
Yeah.
I don't know whether now we could actually like become a leader in we are now out of that, we can try and make this better, or whether we're still beholden to it because we're in the Europe, like the Europe region. I'm not quite sure, but I think that would, because it's a comment I see so often on like the FSA pages over the years.
Mm.
And I think it could really help people. Because it's just it's a my I think a lot of people in my situation who have an allergy intolerance wouldn't just put something back down on the shelf because they don't know and it's pretty hard getting stuff out of companies sometimes and
Oh,
you know
yes.
you can trust who you've spoken to and all that sort of stuff and to have as well some more guide like more things around PAL because PAL is voluntary and it seems when I've said this to people, even people with allergies, they're often shocked that it's voluntary, that they could be looking at two same products with the same allergen risk. One declares the PAL and one doesn't. Like and but how are you meant to know who's decided to declare the PAL, who's which company is being and you then and then you go, well, so basically any product could potentially have a trace of my allergen, but they some declare it, some don't. It just doesn't seem like a reasonable framework. I feel there needs to be something better and something more of like a uniform thing, like maybe a bit more like how it's done with like celiac. But then again, that that one says below was it below 20 parts per
20
million,
parts
I
per
think.
million.
But
Yeah.
then, so that's fine for celiacs. But then there's the nuance of actually, if you have a severe like wheat allergy, you wouldn't necessarily be safe buying a gluten-free product. Even that's yeah. So it's what yeah. What's the threshold in which there can be something better, but then the severe allergic person can buy it? Like I get it's really hard to sort out, but I think that surely there can be something that's better or there has to be it's not a voluntary thing
Mm.
there has to be I don't know I don't think voluntary works very well.
No, and I agree with you on that because the fact that it is voluntary it can mean, oh, we just can't be bothered to do the risk assessment.
Yeah.
Whereas with the may contains, there has to be the risk assessment done to verify that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's really, really difficult to know what's actually in the food. And I always say, somebody somewhere has got to know exactly what's in there.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I completely agree. And the thing that the point you make is that there's almost a financial disincentive from doing it. So if you're having to then pay to do the proper risk assessment to put the may contain or whatever on it, it's presumably it's costing companies more time and money to be prudent. But is there necessarily much of a, are they seeing any sort of, is that helping them much? I don't know. It's a weird, there's sort of, the incentives don't quite seem to financially make sense. I don't know.
Again, I do know that, well, I don't know how much it costs now, but some years ago to get a product certified as gluten-free was costing £3,000 per item.
God, yeah, yeah,
So, you know, for the bigger companies,
yeah,
they might be able to absorb that, but smaller companies, or for a company setting up trying to be
yeah,
an allergen free,
yeah.
it's quite prohibitive for them to even go down that route.
Yeah, I didn't know it was quite that amount. Yeah, I mean yeah, it is. It's once again the financial incentives don't sort of,
Mhm.
and you maybe then are gluten free, but you can't use the the cross, I don't know what it's called, cross wheat,
Cross
a
grain, yeah.
symbol. And then it's harder for consumers to know that the product's safe for them. But yeah, it's all yeah, it's all a bit sort of confusing. And the like the vegan aspect as well, which has been brought up the last 9 months as well, which I'm glad um it's been discussed so people understand it. But so many people were completely shocked, and I wonder as well whether, because when it first came out, I actually did an article exploring it, just or it happened to be on the day that the Guardian posted their article. Like I posted it a few hours before because I've been working on it in the background to do it. But I sort of hoped that by highlighting the vegan and then it highlights the PAL thing, that maybe people are a bit more aware generally of PAL, because it's that's sort of the thing with the vegan thing is you could have a vegan product that's then may contain milk, so it's highlighting the voluntary PAL aspect. So
Yeah.
I sort of hoped maybe off the back of it, it could bring more of a discussion to PAL and the voluntary nature of it and how it should be improved. I don't quite know if that's happened. I was
I,
sort of hopeful.
I don't know. I've seen quite a lot of posts and articles
Yeah.
about it, and shortly after I saw it, I actually posted onto, I think it was the egg allergy group on Facebook,
Okay. Yeah.
and pointed out, you know, don't be suckered in that
Yep.
vegan is
Yep.
got no egg in it, because it might have.
Yep.
And the comments I got on there,
I bet.
oh,
Yep.
don't be so stupid, it's
Yep.
vegan, it can't have egg in it. Well, actually, yes, it
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, please be careful.
Yeah. Very much so. And yeah, hopefully, at least more people are aware of it now. And I mean, that just highlights that even families and people with severe egg allergies, they didn't even know necessarily that this was the case.
Mm.
And the fact that people within the allergic community who could have very severe allergic reactions, some of them don't know this. Like it proves how confusing and nuanced it all is. I used to do a lot of research before I did my article to actually make sure I was writing the right nuance and things, and also my decades of allergy experience. I only understand it because I've lived it and researched it. Like it's very confusing on the face of it, to understand it all.
Yeah, and I think that's a very valid point that you've just made there, that unless you live it, you don't understand it.
No,
And that's why allergy awareness is so important. And hopefully, over the coming week, and even going through May as well, because that's allergy month.
Yeah.
And then there are more events, obviously, and awareness weeks throughout the year. So I'll be doing more, and it sounds like you'll be doing more as
Yeah,
well.
I'll
So
keep going on. Yeah, I'll keep speaking to anyone who wants to hear me.
that's it. We have to keep banging the drum, and you know,
Yeah.
the other thing I say is we keep hitting our head against the wall. Eventually, the bricks will give away, and
Yes, hopefully we're
the
not
wall
too
will come
far
down.
from, yeah, hopefully we're not too far from the bricks coming down.
Let's hope so. Anyway, I'm going to say thank you very much again, Ollie, for taking part in this,
No
and
problem at all. Happy to do it.
I want to wish you well for the future.
You too.
Stop the recording there.